Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Scraptember. So today on the 11th of Scraptember, the prompt is a sketch from Christy. So there is a sketch with 3 photos. It looks like some divided circles. So I've got my circle punch, I have my 3 photos, and I have my Punta Cana album kit. So let's see what I can do. Alright guys, I am sorry. I actually forgot to start recording. I had stood up to turn off the camera so that I could finish doing the distressing on these half circles and realized I never pressed start. So what I did was take a sheet of pre-printed kind of burlappy looking paper. I took my silicone brush and some white acrylic paint and painted on some white just to kind of tone down that burlap look. I took 3 pieces of washi tape and slapped them down on the page, and then I cut out a bunch of circles, and then I cut them in half, and now I am distressing the edges and popping them up on some pop foam and laying them down here on the washi tape. So I'm following the sketch a lot. And I will say I absolutely adore how this layout came out. I think it's gorgeous and beautiful and all the things, and I'm super happy with it. So I am distressing the edges with my little Close to My Heart distresser. Of course, Close to My Heart doesn't make this product anymore because it's a great product, so why would they continue to make it? I also had a small version of this bad boy from Tim Holtz, but for some reason, that guy is missing. Not exactly sure where he got off to. He got lost at a retreat somewhere, so he went home, I think, with some other scrapbooker. But I am going to distress these edges. Now, the good thing about these edges is if they rip and tear a little bit, it's not a big deal whatsoever. Actually, I like the way it looks when some of them tear and rip just a tiny little bit. It gives it a much bigger beachy feel, in my opinion, at least. So I did take care to make sure that each of these circles were not the same. So I didn't want the same pattern touching each other in each of the vertical lines. So I have 5 different patterns, and each of the 5 patterns is on both of the sides of the lines. However, they don't touch and they don't match up. Hope that that makes sense. I hope that you can see it in the video right here. So I'm not going to make you watch me do every single half circle. I just wanted to leave enough in there so that I could tell you what had already been done and what I am doing now. So I get that finished off, and then I'm checking out the photos. So these are 3 photos that are basically the same exact photo. This is Christopher and I in Punta Cana, where we had, I guess, pre-dinner drinks and pastries. One of the waitresses took our photo, and she took a bunch, like burst it and took a bunch of photos. So I cut these down pretty small. And that's okay. I don't feel like I'm going to miss anything. I know I'm cutting out a lot of the gorgeous background in the photos, but you guys, I have tons of this area and us sitting and enjoying ourselves, and these little photos are just going to focus on us and how happy we were being there instead of the background. Now, if these were the only photos I had of this area, I of course would never cut it down because I want to see that gorgeous background, but like I said, tons of photos, same exact stuff. I actually believe I turned around and took the exact photo like of the background behind us while we were sitting on the table, so nothing to worry about there. I do put the 3 photos, kind of clustered them on top of each other just like in the sketch, and then I go into my stash and I grab this little bit of lace trim. Now this lace trim I actually picked up in the clearance section at Hobby Lobby. So what happens is when well, that was poor English. It's fine, it's all fine. What happens at Hobby Lobby is they have these trims, and sometimes there's only a little left on the bolt after people purchase the length that they want. They mark them down throw them in the clearance bin. So that is what this is this little bit of lace. So I'm going to go ahead and my photos are going to layer up over top of that. It's just going to give it a little bit of texture and a little bit of softness to this layout that has a lot of distressed edges already. So that is going to go there. And I don't mind that it's covering up some of the circles completely. That's not stressing me out whatsoever. But if that stresses you out, then don't take the time to distress those circles and pop them up. Figure out where your photos are going to go, and if you have any circles that are not going to show whatsoever, you don't even have to put them there. I would suggest, if you're going to do this, like this kind of thing where you pop your circles up, though, still put some pop foam under there. That way your photos don't lean down into the page. So I've grabbed these Prima flowers from my flower bin, and in this Prima flower thing there are a variety of sizes. Some of the flowers are larger than other ones, and I did decide not to go with the hugest flower size just because I didn't want the flowers to overpower the photos. Some of the flowers were about the same size as the photos, and I couldn't have that. So I have 2 flowers that are going to kind of sit over top of the photos and kind of overlap them a little bit. And then this last flower is going to be tucked in underneath of the photos. And it's easily tucked in because I have everything up on the pop foam. So now I'm looking at this layout. I'm in love with it. I think it is beautiful, gorgeous, and all those things. I grab this Relax word. It is a foam sticker from Simple Stories. And I'm trying to play around with it a little bit to figure out where exactly I want the title to land. I was thinking about moving it off to the side, but ultimately I like it best here right underneath of the photos. And then I also have this little shock of green color right here, and I decide to place that underneath of the flower. I just feel like I needed that little extra bit of color, as opposed to all the teals and the pinks and the beiges and the whites. Like I needed a little bit of something else. So that little of almost neon green is going to work. Plus, all of the colors that are on this layout will be in our Punta Cana album, including the neon green. So when everything is put together and it's one cohesive album, everything is going to flow really well. Now, sometimes in my scrapbooks, I want that cohesive feeling where I'm using either the same colors or the same theme or the same something throughout the album, and sometimes I don't care and I'm just doing what I'm doing. For this one, I totally want it to have that relaxy, beachy feel. So I'm making sure that I am just making sure I have that continuity throughout the album. I do have these little gold Paper Studio dots that I am placing around the page as well, kind of just going around with all of the little hearts that I've already placed down. And I do put a lot of these little gold bad boys on here. You get a whole bunch on a sheet and they go half off. It's a great deal. So if you're looking for gold or silver, little dots like that, that's the way to go. So I am literally putting them all over this layout. And I'm looking at this, I'm thinking this might be enough. And I'm like, no, it's not. I need one more thing. So the one more thing I grab is my Ornament Gold Chroma Mist from Brutus Monroe, which is my absolute favorite gold splatter. Now, in this case, I don't want the gold splatter on my photos. Sometimes it doesn't matter. In this case, it does matter. So I used a little bit of a folded up paper towel, covered up the photos, splattered it on, and that is going to do it, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you guys again real soon for another video.